Now, why massages? I'm going to make this as simple as I can make it. For a long time in my life, I had a blind spot that was revealed to me right after my dad passed. And it was that I had really ignored my physical well-being, my physical health. And it was very apparent that I had been thinking about my physical health as solely in the bucket of exercise or diet, one or the other. And I hadn't really recognized how much our emotional state and our mental state affects our physical state. I hadn't recognized that until my dad passed, and there was a lot of stress that manifested in non-active muscular tension. What that actually looks like is my back freezing up about 6 days after he passed, and I could hardly get out of bed. And it was about 6 days after he passed because that was the day in which everything, which was like a months-long process, kind of came to a head and was complete, meaning there were no longer any administrative things to take care of. There were no longer, there was nothing else to do except move on at that point and begin the process of healing up. Well, I really had to start from a new beginning when it came to that, because that morning when I woke up with this massive lockup in my back from out of nowhere, I recognized just how affected we are by our emotional state and the stress that we face in our day-to-day. So on this journey, as I began to start looking at physical wellness in a new light, doing acupuncture, massage therapy, counseling, I started realizing, oh my gosh, there's so much more that I didn't realize. There's so much more. As we often find out when we have blind spots revealed to us, we realize how much more we've been missing. And for me, what that meant was I had to start fixing a lot of the neglect that I had from years of playing sports and not nourishing my body and recovering properly, from years of an unhealthy mentality around neglecting my physical health in the name of productivity, from years of a mindset I had developed around my body being meant to carry around my brain so I could be successful and use the number one thing I believed I'd been given. And I was really compartmentalizing my physical health and separating it from all these other areas of my life. And the worst part was I thought I knew how to take care of myself, and I didn't know what I didn't know. So as I've been on this journey and as I've started massage therapy, it's become less of a luxury. It's become more of a necessity. And I say that meaning I didn't have the money to invest in some of these things, whether it was personal training, counseling, massage therapy, acupuncture. There were different times in my life where I started different things, and even going to see a chiropractor. It was very much out of, I want to make this investment in myself because I know it will pay. It won't cost me because it's going to be a good investment, so it's going to pay me, but it might require me to pay some money up front. And that's my perspective on these investments in life, especially the investments that we make in ourselves. And so that's where I'm at today when it comes to massage therapy and why I choose to do it fairly regularly. It's one of the 6 core pillars to basic health that I talk about in the private chat that I have with clients in Slack. And it's just a practice that I have implemented throughout each week, each month, throughout my year, that has really paid tremendous benefits because I've been able to not only know that I'm taking care of myself, but also feel the actual change in my body that allowed me to think more clearly and honestly like live more freely, because I'm able to, I guess, think and live from a place where I know that I'm getting what I need, and that allows me to serve other people in a healthier, a more productive, more effective way. So I hope that helps answer some questions, because I've got some questions about why massage therapy and how I think about it. And if you do have any questions about it or anything that I've shared, I would love to hear from you. I'd love to answer those questions.